Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. O cloth, dearest. When you begin your trade of, say, a simple devilish pink gauzier intersecting chiffon, bisecting tulle, executing silk, scavenging astrakhan, covering a framework of repugnant jibes this empress may contain when in shadow or on overground, looking mournful at attempts at did, what they think that constitutes as attire? Or construction left quite alone, desire gone, bored, misery guts, no more detail with whatever flung on bone. Exhibited with freedom, without interrogation, careless as armed weapons, tucked under a sweetheart's quilt. Should we suggest? Layers of thread, tracing pattern sheets of hope, be not stillborn. Lava and rinse and run the risk of companionship between body and air. Disturbed particles, salute to a preferable near obstinate thirst. Fast forward a relic, own the grace of history over delicate regions, akin to the whip. And get going. Your singular agency, once activated, giddy, conversing, exerting, interrupting an ill or insipid feeling among a stream, I guess we call the collective. Falling into your arms, material that just has a fervent, complex makeup, little effacing demeanor, a spineless container of emotions ready to inflict if a gaze falls towards that high danger alert forming middle of the road. Emulate the tiger's considered spatial awareness and copy their blissful, stretching, lingering lilt before dinner is served. How do you do it? Extremity yet mute. You psychotic and chic shape. Sales assistants looking quite fully their biz. Fog up heady complacency. Getting dressed, it's a summing of what hurts deep in crevices of selfishness. To be covered by a hallucinogenic shimmer of I'm much more than fine. When a cut of fabric starts behaving, shape-shifting, is eager introducing itself, forming backstories, allergies, crushes whom father looked askance towards. Skin, that thing owned, consummated into being more. Cloth we beg secret for careful design. Submit at altar of rail and hanger. Blind a public sphere who select cloth under deep-sea amnesia. Our children roam without supervision. A dye cauldron birth, a body was their playground. They were singing when the kinetic met courage. I, soldier, enlisted to battle a hard, mediocre, democratic, casual playing field out front door. Want is married into have, is morphed into moving across and splash. An impression, an outline of imagination, the felt tip of our children are hunting. Somerset back to the hut, Caesar emotion of getting dinner served, pulling apart the seams of identity and really enjoying that purge normally in morn. Social affairs on horizon, PM calls, others, weird signals, 1-minute conversations on menu, interests go down that poison. What another connection? Are you having a feckless we? Could it be even callous laugh? Performance on full flame, retreat, bathroom, lap up solitude. I hate you, capital, provincial town halls. A bus stop is where heart is set. You look incredible. Always wanting to be a star, feeling it possible, it congenial, it's successful, if right mastermind knows how to do their patterns. One goes weepy as sweat stains on silk, when all forces of fantasy have erotic exchange of an organic function. Such are the productive seams of long-labored thought you get to wear over backbone, across chest and through leg. Stay with me, good friend. Leave not the bullying sense of purpose as garment slips on. beige. Enemy? Too grandiose of a term to denote the neutral tone that lacks any drama to occupy being nemesis. Just look at their attire. So let us begin again. Beige. Simple and routinely beige, all background, all disease that lacks spice. Dust. Dust particles form the exact outfit that all should puncture, aggravate in a most regal, silent, assassin-like rancor. Apologies need not find a home as silent as injection, the needle falling elegantly in, as when the kinetic met courage you strolled on by. Dissonance never felt so rich. The unrequited is a sensibility that should form every being that has an interest in fashion if one is serious and exacting and pernicious in what is allowed to go on top of the canvas of skin. McQueen, you. Then, one, or they, or all, and maybe some need to fill in the absence. You know, when you pour yourself towards another, yet care is just a crumb revealed now and again from the sacred lamb caught in head. Well, if not sodden by the sharp bite of longing, go get someone. Go inside all those neurons, take a seat, nod, smile, provide half a dozen anecdotes, invent a niece. For Christ's sake, paddle conversation quite along in the deep, damp depths of one's anatomy. We are under and enlisted as soldiers to poke and probe and see what resides in the pragmatism of selection of attire over sacred bone. Where's the wherewithal to see past reference boards? To keep fighting against the molten core of broomstick balls of over-documented repertoire of supposed clever symbols of style for the masses to scroll while in the most absent disparaging lack of fiddle. Enter only vast canyons of questioning. A bonfire is enlisted when looking at altar of rail and hanger, and bemoaning at just the sheer ungrateful lack of complexity. When cloth met for and production, there's a real lack of enigma in the wardrobe. It seems not to have found when the kinetic met courage, baffled open mouth, ajar, ennui fills up the home, best not leave residence. If thy wardrobe lacks undefined, ambiguous, uneven waters of gorgeous mild deception. And add a shameless indulgence to what exactly? Definition doesn't form acceptance. A succinct take lacks enticement. Let the soul of something not quite adrift permeate, beguile, covering bone, if wishing to enter the canyon of endless chattering, questioning thought when a shirt is pulled towards dress. You know, I've analysed this exchange too many times, allowed the coffee pot to blow right off his head. As the question arises and falls like bed linen under the skull, and what can be put on the most slender of frames Mummy and Daddy gave? Where do you want to go, Marionette? Who is it that will be projected come the morrow? A screen you are, little sections of cloth stitched and hemmed in an aggressive smirk and a tilt of the head. Salute us, don't forget I'm the most obedient enlisted soldier. In the pageantry, in the lack of folly, most label the condition of being a predator of awareness of what is allowed on bone. To meet, greet, tag, sheep us along, be most welcome interlocker. Between the skins, some ancestry, some folly made of say of me. Vowels, consonants, nouns, adjectives, metaphors, and intentions, and core tenets of belief of all what I'm doing right now are just embroidery. When all sections of being formulate a form to form a long asked corridor to say, yes, I really do wish to feel all of your bulk of weft upon skin in translating something much more than this old thing. What if the multitudes of neurons fired this way and that get confiscated and intersected and thus printed into a wee calistral iteration of a skirt? Applause, whoosh. It is you as to reason why always enlisted attention. An ardent taskmaster was employed when cloth was felt in a few more ways. On its tentacles, the very best golden hour for you. Get going, your singular agency, I fancy you. Once activated to move cloth into being a more than a lonesome whinge of a roll of a few meters, inept in all lack of agency, withdrawn in corners of endless studios, so it needs to be felt by hands of calculated endeavors towards the easy incarnation of multiple layers of points of reference, and then wipe away clean as a gun's gaze, say that of Elizabeth Taylor, and of course the eponymous Egyptian eyeliner, which may make the purchase all the more an inclusion inside an orphanage that the altar of many rails and hangers and severe moth prevention at highest extremity, as you know me. As a proprietor of a made-up orphanage of mute beings, it falls under my jurisdiction to benefit my team with weight of aids of reflective surfaces of glass. Yet those superstitious beings regularly a bit dull in not conveying the full canon of questioning thought. That is what makes the neurons fly in disobedience and mutate joy. So be a dog. Smell those mute made-up beings. But if such mute made-up beings were caught in the trade affair of carbute or antique or flea or even the World Wide Web, or even better say it twos, then bathe and ruminate and scrutinize and get a wee heady with thought on what, who, where in all compartments of time and decade under the particular jurisdiction of the country the garment met the kinetic and one hopes courage. Where did the conversation go prickly when holding the garment like a strange accent? For who did express lack of interest in registering above in such protective layers? On what grounds did the fiery feeling run smooth as perspiration left home on velvet? It is incongruous to not run away with thought on the magnitude and milieu and above all mundanity of past garmentry. It got given, withheld and exported, peacocked right through all inside that long-burned geometry of time. Such fun. Condition yourself to such make-believe at once. We haven't met, but I'd love to take you out for dinner. So I whispered towards the garment. It breathed a shallow intake of knowing. When all quarters of the weave, cloying as it may be, that nexus point of developing heartbeat, inner voice, protagonist, above all chameleon with a bitter sense of integrity. No ice, swaying into itself. The need for connection, that of body, meeting, agreeing upon, contact. Only when the misshapen inner balances that make up say I can fall into say that of thee towards the gorgeous specific way of conduct the garment has in all its soft-spoken delivery of concept. But it has such mirth can be heard without your consent. So tremendous the shrill is the echo, is the reflection, is that of you, is that of the slippery manner of making one a haphazard if contact between material and flesh is rather not for today. We don't feel the need to support you on a permanent basis. Such a silent figure was able to grumble. A hot wind of a breath, that ability for clothing to suggest indifference. It never had the training, the room in itself to understand why empathy got trendy. But consoling it was when on right frame, when the apparatus of jostling flesh and the deviant mind have correlation, meet up for a coffee they actually desire. Some grain of stitching that could elevate, introduce, soldier on the willing participant to create a new scenario, a new formula of conduct between a revitalizing extraction of the murk of intrigue forming into a pleasant wallpaper that has legs, that has heartbeat, that has the marriage of the kinetic met the courage. Salute to such to altar cloth our only one praise be. All I'm asking you is to create compositions of complexity on top of the body your parents gave you. I don't really understand why that's not the central desire. no main character rumination that plagues every activity of the neurons flying this way and that in the precious membrane cornucopia that forms the very top of your frame. It's so central to believe in, so callous to turn away. Shapen up, please. Bow to the frenzy, hallelujah, muslin. Celebrate the inner workings of linen trying to form a provocative slam. You know those bouquets you bought cheap and thought rather wonderful in the kitchen? Well, such can be the condition of your daily attire. The body, the vase. The spirit of texture, shape, colour and sensation moving through the weather of other humanity in specific forms, in codes of whimsy, in rigorous choreography of alighting the elements of how cloth is made into a person. Dissection is a truly wonderful activity when getting dressed. Slowly becoming a diatribe, impeding back, allowing the train to leave the station, rattle itself along your inner thoughts and limbs, as we purr, as we jostle, as we explain and shout at the wardrobe. Give us abstraction that is cozy. Let the complexity look and feel like a dressing gown. Sensual, are you not? Send us towards the further, precise, clanging, easy. Sensual, are you not? Delivery of cloth, our dearest beacon of getting outdoors. Sensual, are you not? For you, beloved companion, my partner, you have my heart. Let it roast, my dear, that inanimate feeling. Hold so dear, dearest unattainable. Ploughing into your insides, marinating until further notice. For that if your constitution allows the permanence of beauty on repeat. Why wouldn't you? Watch couture shows by the dozen on parents' obnoxious ward of ateliers hours march on towards supper, thanks mum. To allow this passage of something quite not for this world, yet blighted at each angle by commerce, industry, vanity, greed, and always hollow clothes horses at each turn of heel. Yet allow the passage of not something quite not right for this world, to enter the canyon of questioning thought, to Somerset back to the halt of everyday responses, the impulse for beauty, the gag for it, the lack of it, our brittle looking what is worn with sheer callous aplomb on overground or tube with pride and rush. Cradle yourself, oneself, that beloved precious bane retina, towards the play and folly and smirk and tilt of the head and the slight grimace of a couturier displaying a feather, a fold of organza, a chapter in silk, intermingled with an exuberant display of horsehair. And can we add a slit near pelvis? Thank you. Tuned to the average killer's insightful reprogramming of anatomy and biography of material choices. The matrix of cloth fumbled this way and that by a decent ensemble of good-natured, most nimble, gorgeous hands to decorate that gabble of listless emotions the wearer may, well, most certainly contains. But they turn and they sway and they offer a fresh intake of breath as acres of cloth adorn us all right off the peg. Atomize the condition of finery dominating the skin. Keep in thermals. Unleash at repeated moments of living. Drain, replenish, feed and ask for alms. When the spirit grows vexing, at all times bewildered, at all and each and every one of those militant balls of mowers marshalling into a long draw, without a companion, of style, of exactitude, in a look of genteel paradox. From top to bottom we nag at the crowd to wear uniform, for the living could sustain a flutter in the direction of soft aggression, of felt tips on suede, it be on purpose, it be on full flame, it be, I don't need to speak for you know the full-bodied conversation of conversation is running into itself into a very ripe, a very succinct, a very succulent, a very aware and knowing and cunning, and you could say excessive, but the outfit says I never did belong to you. From the crown to the soul, the festivities of adorning with embellishment, the carcass that makes up the pricey, sinking drudgery of being a competent, worthwhile adult. Not alleviated by vice, but fine-tuned to all that inner gossip, the right slice of cloth gets wagging their tail on the silent tongue on their pattern board table. When simple, adroit hands find instruction, suggesting, vocalizing, whispering, exclaiming, shape-shifting, begging the role of cloth to be, I'm doing fine, thanks, how are you? Busy? Losing myself in the contours of the mass. A canal worth tripping right through the vein. The artery of silk I'll kill for any day. Make it shiny, make it fade. Make the ceremonial, imperial, inappropriate grandeur for Tesco's part of the deal with keeping the heart decorated in blood. The existence, the contract, the way of being faster than the injection of pornography. I want your love. Good, fine, deeply granular, pricey, frapping, get on me right now. Thanks for coming to my sermon of how you should get dressed. You want me on a freelance contract? You know how to find me. Thank you everybody for coming. Try out the material. I've never performed this live as well, so it's quite very fresh in terms of how it's going to be. But it's performance art, so you can't rehearse it. So. Well, yeah, it's not theatre, so yeah.